Ada persoalan haji buang jalan.
Sarung-sarung, adat budaya sarung-sarung, waris ibunda sarung-sarung, wajah negara sarung-sarung, coraknya bangsa dan bukannya si anak darah. Segak tampan pula anak teruna, berkain sarung, cantik bergaya, indah berseri warisan kita. Sarung-sarung, adat budaya sarung-sarung, waris ibunda sarung-sarung, wajah negara sarung-sarung, coraknya bangsa sarung-sarung.
Joget kita joget, mari berjoget abang dan adik. Hai mari berjoget, joget kita joget. Hayo tangan kiri dan kanan, kaki melangkah depan belakang. Hayo tangan kiri dan kanan, kaki melangkah depan belakang. Jeleng-jeleng pandang dek, usik-usik merisik, senyum hati berbisik, joget cinta berputih. Jeleng-jeleng pandang dek, usik-usik merisik, senyum hati berbisik, joget cinta berputih. Tepuk-tepuk bertepuk tangan, mari menari joget cinta sayang. Tepuk-tepuk bertepuk tangan, mari menari joget cinta sayang. Joget cinta sayang, joget cinta sayang, joget cinta sayang, joget cinta sayang.
Asas tangan, joget cinta sayang. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. Lagi 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Mari berjoget abang dan adik. Hai mari berjoget, joget kita joget. Mari berjoget abang dan adik. Hai mari berjoget, joget kita joget. Hayo tangan kiri dan kanan, kaki melangkah depan belakang. Hayo tangan kiri dan kanan, kaki melangkah depan belakang. Jeleng-jeleng pandang dek, usik-usik merisik, senyum hati berbisik, joget cinta berputih. Jeleng-jeleng pandang dek, usik-usik merisik, senyum hati berbisik, joget cinta berputih. Tepuk-tepuk bertepuk tangan, mari menari joget cinta sayang. Tepuk-tepuk bertepuk tangan, mari menari joget cinta sayang. Joget cinta sayang, joget cinta sayang, joget cinta sayang, joget cinta sayang. Mari kita langkah terajak kaki
announcing the arrival of Honorable Dato Sri Haji Anansi Shukri, the Minister of Tourism, Art and Culture, Malaysia, accompanied by our honored guests and Your Excellencies ambassadors. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. We are going to sing a Malaysian national anthem, Negaraku, and ASEAN anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seat. Ladies and gentlemen, let us start our event for today by the opening performance. So before that, let me brief a little bit about our next performance. The title of the song is actually inspired by the traditional cloth known as sarong that has been used by every generation in Malaysia. So the song is composed by Mr. Isham Swardi from music faculty, and the dance movement is choreographed by Mr. Seth from dance faculty. So people, let's welcome them on stage, Sarong Sarong!
Langkahnya si anak darah, sekat tampan hai pula anak teruna. Berkain sarung, cantik bergaya, indah berseri warisan kita. Tidak mengira bangsa dan jatan rupa. Kain sarung digaya pelbagai cara, miskin dan kaya, tua atau muda. Kain sarung dibakar cantik dia, berseri hai bertambah molek. Dalam manis berkain batik, berdasar pasangan, balik kiri dan kanan. Adat budaya sarung-sarung, waris ibunda sarung-sarung, wajah negara sarung-sarung, corak bangsa langkahnya si anak darah, sekat tampan hai pula anak teruna. Berkain sarung, cantik bergaya, indah berseri warisan kita. Tidak mengira bangsa dan jatan rupa. Kain sarung digaya pelbagai cara, miskin dan kaya, tua atau muda. Kain sarung dibakar cantik di mata. Serentak langkah tak lagu, indah lengkung sopan dijaga. Hai, 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 hai berdendang. Sarung-sarung, adat budaya sarung-sarung, waris ibunda sarung-sarung, wajah negara sarung-sarung, coraknya bangsa dan megahnya si anak darah, sekat tampan hai pula anak teruna. Berkain sarung, cantik bergaya, indah berseri warisan kita. Sarung-sarung, adat budaya sarung-sarung, waris ibunda sarung-sarung, wajah negara sarung-sarung, coraknya bangsa sarung-sarung.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sarong, Sarong. Thank you for all the dancers. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good evening. The Honorable Dato Sri Hajat Nancy Shukri, Minister of Tourism, Art and Culture, Malaysia. Yang berusaha Mr. Muhammad Yusri bin Muhammad Yusuf, Deputy Secretary General, Culture of Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture, Malaysia. Yang berusaha Professor Technologist Dr. Roslan Abdul Rahim, Rector of National Academy of Arts, Culture and Heritage, ASWARA. Ms. Fiori Rizky Juwita, the ASEAN Secretariat. Yang berbahagia Dato' Syahira Ahmed Bazari, Trustee and Managing Director of Yayasan Hasanah. Yang berusaha Mr. Rudy Irwan Shukaimi, Director of Malaysia Tourism Center. Your Excellencies, ambassadors from ASEAN countries in Malaysia, all delegates of Sarong Diplomacy 2022, members of media, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Gala Night ceremony for ASEAN Culture Project 2022. Sarong Diplomacy, Unity in Cultural Diversity. My name is Nadia Azaha, and I will be your MC for tonight. For tonight's event, you can see and watch through ASWARA Facebook page, and it is on live, by the way. And don't forget with your hashtag Sarong, SARONG. All right, so let's move on. Alhamdulillah, we have come to the final day of the ASEAN Cultural Project 2022, Sarong Diplomacy, a Unity in Cultural Diversity. So on behalf of the committee, and it is a great pleasure and honor to welcome all honorable guests along with our Sarong diplomacy participants on this gala night ceremony. So a little bit about this program. So as you can see, the ASEAN Culture Project for 2022, Sarong Diplomacy, Unity and Cultural Diversity. It's an initiative of National Academy of Arts, Culture and Heritage, or we know as ASWARA, through the Ministry of Arts, Culture and Heritage, MOTAC. So this program emphasizes knowledge creations and transmissions in a cross-cultural environment, focus on highlights the preservation of cultural heritage through performances in the form of music, dance, and also art. So I do believe throughout this lens of Sarong diplomacy, this masterclass aim to encourage participants to preserve and conserve the traditional cultural heritage. So let's move on with our next agenda. Our honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let us warmly invite Yang Berusaha Professor Technologies, Dr. Roslan Abdul Rahim, Rector of the National Academy of Arts, Culture and Heritage, ASWARA, to give a few remarks. So please welcome Yang Berusaha Professor Technologies, Rector on stage.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Datuk Sri Hajah Nancy Shukri, Yang Berusaha, Mr. Muhammad Yusri bin Muhammad Yusof, Yang Berbahagia Datuk Syahira Ahmad Bazari, Yang Berusaha Mr. Rudi Irwan Sukaimi, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors from ASEAN countries in Malaysia, all delegates of the Sarong Diplomacy 2022, ladies and gentlemen. I think before I begin the prepared speech here, just like to share with you my past 2 days of experience, 3 days with the team over here. I've been dropping by the programs over here. Yesterday we visited, I think we had the good fortune to visit the Sekolah Seni or the art school in Kuala Lumpur. And I think one of the things that struck me most is that I think how appropriate or apt the term of Sarong diplomacy. I found out that Sarong, as in called in Malaysia and a few other ASEAN member countries, it has the nuances of a common or the commonality of it, the common denominator. Apparently it's called by some other name, but in essence it's all about the Sarong, and it's the normal everyday wear for all ASEAN member countries. And this struck me as something very, very unique, because I think in all our so-called diverse differences, I think there is what you call uniting elements. And I think this is something that we've all come together for tonight. I think the culmination of everything. And this is something that I hope that you all can take away with. I'm sure the delegates here have a lot of memories. Although it's been a very fast 3 days. But I'm sure that we've made a lot of new friends, as I have also. And I hope that this is something that will continue to go on. Friends from Brunei, Laos, if I'm not mistaken, okay, Thailand, Singapore, so on and so forth. I think all the countries, I have to apologize. So just allow me to quickly go through my speech. Excellencies, distinguished guests, distinguished delegates and participants, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the National Academy of Arts, Culture and Heritage, or as the MC kindly put it, ASWARA, I would like to express my gratitude to all of you, to all those who have come together here from various ASEAN countries. Some of you have traveled quite far, some literally across the bridge. But again, which has enabled us, and your cooperation over here together has enabled us here to conduct a highly fruitful ASEAN cultural project. 2022, Sarong Diplomacy, the theme there's unity in cultural diversity. I think it's the past 2 years has really taught us a lot on how we value communication. I think this is something that it's long, it's long overdue, but I think it's much needed at these times like this. Now, just a little bit to explain about the Sarong Diplomacy program here showcases the rich diversity of traditions, cultures, and talent from ASEAN participants. It obviously encourages practitioners and performers to share their cultural heritage, to build ties, cultivate friendships, which using the power of music, dance, and creative multimedia, as you will see tonight, the culmination of all this, and also to bring up the spirit and colors of ASEAN to life. I think you've had a little sample of what to expect from what you see just now from the first presentation. And I think this is, at the end of the day, it's about to unite people and to promote understanding, respect, and acceptance. In a world of prevailing cultural pessimism, I think, we continue to play a leading role to foster a culture of peace, tolerance, and mutual understanding. Long-standing efforts to the mainstream role of culture and the arts in achieving peace and progress in the region is evident with the multitude of policies and project initiatives put in place on an annual basis. What ASWARA, under the auspices of MOTAC, I think have done over here is something that's an ongoing effort. It will never stop, regardless come what may. And I'm positive that there are many more new discoveries to be made. Now, other activities over here spans from cultural showcases, preservation and conservation of tangible and intangible heritage, and support and promotion of the creative and cultural industry, art exhibitions, capacity building for museum professionals, music, literature, performing arts, contemporary arts, food and cultural festivals, and the list goes on and on and on, and which I can continue actually. At this point in time, I'd like to take this opportunity to extend my deepest gratitude to our ASEAN participants. Thank you very much. Okay, and members of the organizing committee, as you see around you right now, okay, who have selflessly made this workshop possible. I think this could not have been made into what we see tonight here if it's not for being the tireless, sweat and tears possibly, okay, that has culminated for tonight. I am certain that this workshop, the workshop and the sessions that took place for the past 3 days over here will obviously enhance our understanding of the tangible and intangible cultural heritage and strengthen the networking of scholars and practitioners alike who work on the significant issues that we've gotten together over here. And therefore, I'm very confident that this workshop that we held is something that is of meaningful, highly memorable, constructive, and hopefully successful. I again thank you very much, and I hereby end my speech here. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much, Berusaha, Professor Technologies Dr. Rasan Abdul Rahim. Thank you so much. All right. So I really like the keywords just now: unite, respect, and acceptance. Thank you so much. All right. So let us move on to the next. Now, please allow me to welcome Ms. Rizky Juwita, the ASEAN Secretariat, to give a few remarks. Please welcome her on stage.
The Honorable Datuk Sri Hajah Nancy Shukri, Yang Berusaha Mr. Muhammad Yusri bin Muhammad Yusof, Yang Berusaha Profesor Teknologis Dr. Ruslan Abdul Rahim, Yang Berbahagia Datuk Syahira Ahmed Bazari, Yang Berusaha Mr. Rudi Irwan Shukaimi, Your Excellencies Ambassadors from ASEAN countries in Malaysia, all delegates of Sarong Diplomacy 2022, ladies and gentlemen, good evening to all of you. It is my honor to speak to you on behalf of the ASEAN Secretariat at the Sarong Diplomacy United in Cultural Diversity, being jointly and proudly organized by the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture of Malaysia and National Academy of Arts, Culture and Heritage of Malaysia, or ASWARA. It gives me immense pleasure to see everyone participate and share their experiences with enthusiasm at this highly anticipated program that is supported by the ASEAN Committee on Culture and Information, or ASEAN COCI, through the ASEAN Cultural Fund. Ladies and gentlemen, in the ASEAN region, Sarong is more than just a fashion piece, as it is actually a cultural element that is shared by the people of ASEAN. Each pattern, color, and texture tells a story of its own, reflecting custom, ethnic background, and cultural affiliation. Sarong represents an element of unity in ASEAN's diversity, as each country celebrates its own unique culture and yet we coexist and live in harmony. In the present time, when ASEAN metropolitan cities are undergoing massive modern transformation, the convening of Sarong Diplomacy United in Cultural Diversity is timely in promoting and preserving our region's cultural heritage while also celebrating the uniqueness of ASEAN in an increasingly globalized and homogenized fashion culture. First, through such a program, we resurface a sense of shared history and an awareness of shared destiny, leading to the cultivation of ASEAN identity among our people. Second, through this program, we may also create better appreciation for Sarong weavers across ASEAN and their craft. Substantially composed of women, programs such as this may help catalyze stronger support to empower and improve the lives and livelihoods of our Sarong weavers. Finally, the program can also highlight the export potential of Sarong and thereby bring to focus socio-economic value of culture. Through programs such as this, we can mobilize support to the cultural and creative industries and its potential to boost productivity, consumption, and employment. The program is aligned with the 2000 ASEAN Declaration on Cultural Heritage that underlines the commitment of each ASEAN member country to identify, delineate, protect, conserve, promote, develop, and transmit to future generations the significant cultural heritage of ASEAN region. It also addresses the Strategy 1 of the ASEAN Strategic Plan on Culture and the Arts 2016 to 2025, which aims to encourage a multi-stakeholder approach in promoting an ASEAN mindset and identity to increase the appreciation of the ASEAN community's histories, culture, arts, tradition, and values. I believe that the Sarong Diplomacy United in Cultural Diversity will contribute to raising awareness on the importance of Sarong as part of our region's cultural heritage. In addition, I also hope that this program is able to further increase the appreciation for Sarong and Sarong weaving as ASEAN's cultural offering. To conclude, I wish you all to have a pleasant evening ahead and looking forward to seeing the performances of our talented participants. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Risky Jarita, for the lovely speech. Yes, the word that I would like to highlight from Ms. Jarita just now, for the future generation, we must create the awareness to preserve and conserve our traditions. All right, let's move on with our guest of honor. So with that, I would like to call upon the Honorable Dato Sri Haja Nancy Shukri, Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, to give the closing speech of the 2022 ASEAN Culture Project, Sarong Diplomacy, Unity in Cultural Diversity. And I would like to please welcome the Honorable Dato Sri on stage.
Thank you, Nadia. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. And a very good evening. Yang berusaha Mr. Muhammad Yusri bin Muhammad Yusuf, Deputy Secretary General, Culture of Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture. Yang berusaha Professor Technologist Dr. Ruslan Abdul Rahim, Rector of National Academy of Arts, Culture and Heritage, ASWARA. Yang berbahagia Datuk Syahira Ahmad Bazari, Trustee and MD of Yayasan Hasana. Thank you for coming. Yang berusaha Chirudi Irwan Shukaimi, Director of Malaysia Tourism Centre, MATIC, where we are today. Your Excellencies, ambassadors from ASEAN countries in Malaysia, please give them a big round of applause for making their presence here tonight. All delegates of Sarong Diplomacy 2022, and ladies and gentlemen. Sorry. Good evening and selamat datang. First and foremost, it is really a great pleasure for us to welcome all of you, as well as to congratulate ASWARA for organizing the ASEAN Cultural Project 2022 Sarong Diplomacy, Unity in Cultural Diversity. Sarong Diplomacy is organized by the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture through one of our agencies, that is ASWARA. And Sarong Diplomacy refers to the common cloth culture of 10 ASEAN countries, as well as a platform to create a network of new experiences, talents, and development cooperation. As one cultural component, the profile of Sarong is being highlighted in this initiative in an effort to boost understanding of and respect for the rich heritage of the ASEAN region and its people. The theme, Unity in Cultural Diversity, is a powerful concept. Unity in diversity is used to describe the sense of harmony shared among individuals despite their differences, and in this regard, sarongs are commonly worn by ASEAN citizens, but with each region having its own distinct color palette, motifs, and pattern styles. The main objective of Sarong Diplomacy is to promote the value of preserving cultural traditions, because cultural heritage is unique to Asia and is why international tourists visit us. Therefore, in addition to preserving the cultural legacy, this program provides many opportunities for ASEAN delegates comprised of students, experts, and professionals to bond over shared artistic interests. Sarong, throughout its history, tells the tale of a handmade craft created with love, passion, and artisanal craftsmanship. The production of sarong, even up to this day, has largely remained traditional without having the need for mass production. Additionally, being a long-lasting and durable cloth, the sarong can last up for years because of the quality of materials and care during production. This simultaneously avoids mass consumption and pushes the sarong's exclusivity. The intangible legacy of ASEAN is widely recognized for its distinctive and varied cultural traditions. Thus, ASWARA, in its role as an implementing agency, has made an effort to promote internationally as well as implement measures to enhance the aspects of cultural diplomacy in arts and culture through the implementation of the Sarong Diplomacy Initiative. I would like to wish utmost congratulations to all the participants and students who took part in this program. I believe all of you deserve a big round of applause again. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this opportunity to express my deepest appreciation to ASWARA for connecting Malaysia and the ASEAN region, especially for countries that have participated in this program, as ASEAN's network is vital to building the ASEAN community. I believe this program has served as a platform for all of you to create networks and relations while acquiring arts, cultural and historical knowledge. ASEAN collaboration through Sarong diplomacy is significant for Malaysia's industry, as ASEAN countries are the key contributors to Malaysia's tourism sector. Strategic cooperation networks, particularly in the tourism and culture industries, play a significant role in enhancing Malaysia's internationally and visibility. Through this program, Malaysia and all ASEAN nations would be able to strengthen their bilateral ties and re-establish contact following the COVID-19 pandemic. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I would like to take this occasion to extend my gratitude to the Rector and the entire ASWARA family for their hard work in putting together this year's Sarong Diplomacy Program. I also want to congratulate everyone who helped organize this program, whether directly or indirectly. And with that, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I hereby close the ASEAN Culture Project 2022, Sarong Diplomacy, Unity in Cultural Diversity. Thank you. Terima kasih.
Thank you, the Honorable Dato' Sri. And now I would like to plead Dato' Sri Haja Nancy to kindly remain on stage. Okay, now I would like to invite Yang Berusaha Mr. Muhammad Yusri Muhammad Yusof, Deputy Secretary General, as well as Ms. Fiori Rizki Jawita, and along with Yang Berusaha Professor Technologist Dr. Rasan Abdul Rahim, Yang Berbahagia Dato' Shahira Ahmed Bazari, Yang Berusaha Mr. Rudy Irwan Shukaimi to be on stage together with our Honorable Minister for the presentation for their certificate to the ASEAN Secretariat and also to the participants of Sarong Diplomacy for 2022. Let us start with the giving certification for all the participants. So now let us start with Brunei. So I need all the participants of Brunei to come on stage. So now let's move on with Cambodia. Altogether we have 3 participants from Cambodia. All right, thank you, participants. And now let's move on with Indonesia. Give a round of applause, everyone. Participants. All right, might have a look on the main camera, the cameraman over here. All right, thank you so much, all delegates. May remain on stage. So now let's move on with Lao PDR with the 3 participants. So the traditional clothes. All right, and together with the token of appreciation, thank you. All right, the delegates need to remain on stage. So now let's move on with Myanmar. All together we have 3 participants from Myanmar. Now, so let's move on with Philippines. We have 3 participants from Philippines for 2022. So now let's move on with Singapore. For 2022, we only have 1 participant for Singapore. Have another 3 countries, all right? Coming, we have Thailand. So now, Vietnam. Give a round of applause, everyone. Vietnam. They look so lovely with their dress. All right, and last but not least, Malaysia. Give a round of applause. They come with the traditional clothes on stage. congratulations to all the delegates. All right. We would like to remain ministers and all the VIPs together with the delegates for the photo session. All right, everyone, you may look at the main camera in front. Thank you so much, all the delegates. All right, all the delegates may leave the stage. However, the VIPs still remain on stage. Should we have another one? Another one, ceremony? Okay. All right, all delegates, you may leave the stage and you can take your seat. Thank you so much. I hope the VIP is still fine. Okay, we have one more part. Okay. Thank you so much, all the delegates. You may have your seat, and we're going to continue with our next agenda. All right, I would like to call upon the Honorable Dato Sri Haja Nasi Shukri to give the momentum to Ms. Ferry Rizky Juwita, the ASEAN Secretariat, as a token of appreciation. Give a round of applause, people. Thank you. And next, now I would like to call upon Yang Berbahagia Professor in Technologies, Dr. Ruslan Rahim, Rector of ASWARA, to give the memento to the Honorable Dato Sri Haja Nasi Shukri as the appreciation as a guest of honor for tonight. Thank you. Thank you. All right, everyone might have a look on the camera. All right, thank you to all the VIPs. And all the VIPs, you can take your seats back. Thank you. Once again, I would like to thank you, the VIPs, and also congratulations to all the delegates. And thank you, the Honorable Minister and VIPs. And now, let us continue the ceremony with the video presentation of the Sarong diplomacy project prepared by the Secretariat. So for everyone, let us watch.
sikap tampan, hai pula anak teruna, berkain sarung, cantik bergaya, indah berseri warisan. Bangsa gajah dan rupa, kain sarung digaya pelbagai gaya, miskin dan kaya, tua atau muda. Kain sarung cantik indah, tak melangkah rentak lagunya, tarik sopan kita hai berbeza, jaga berkesan, adat berzaman hai dikumandangkan. Sarung-sarung adat budaya, warisan ibunda, wajah negara, coraknya bangsa. Langkahnya si anak dara, sikap tampan hai pula anak teruna, berkain sarung, cantik bergaya, indah berseri warisan kita. Sarung-sarung adat budaya, warisan ibunda, wajah negara, coraknya bangsa.
Once again, people, give a round of applause for the Sarong Full Mercy for 2022. It was spectacular, and I hope everyone enjoyed while watching the video just now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so now next, the ceremony will proceed to the highlights of tonight's event is actually performances by the participants. So now, everyone, let's put your hands together for the solo performances. Thailand, Myanmar, Brunei, Singapore, Cambodia, and Laos. Let's welcome them on stage.
mama, saga ni sa pani mama, saga ni sa pani mama, tida daga din tari ki daga din tari ki da tom naach rahe gori tam ti tam te tari ki daga din tari ki daga din tari ki da tom naach rahe gori tam ti tam te tari ki daga din tari ki daga din बाजे पायल कहो छनन छनन बाजे पायल कहो छनन छनन बाजे पायल कहो छनन 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 तुम छनन 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 तुम छनन 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 तुम छनन 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 तुम छनन 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 दीन तरी निकित दीन तरी तो नाच रहे गोरी ताम दी ताम ते तरे किरण दीन तरी किरण पदुमनाभ तुम्हारी लीला क्या कहूँ मैं सावरो ताप संकट हरनायो छो हमारो तुम करो धदिम धदिम गिरना धदरानी दानी धदिम धदिम गिरना तादित्तों दगनग धनि धदानी दगदानी दीम दगदानी दीम अलरि अलरि दगिद धाम धाम दगद धाम धानी दगद धाम धाम दीम 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 धनि अलरि धाम 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 दगदनि अलरि दीम 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 दगदि बुधनि अलरि दीम तरी की दगदी तरी की दतों नाच रहे गोरी ताम दी ताम ते तरे ताम दी ताम ते तरे ताम दी ताम ते तरे की दगदी तरी की दगदी
Thank you to all the delegates. Very good. People, give a round of applause from the Thailand, Myanmar, Brunei, Singapore, Cambodia, and also Laos. And ladies and gentlemen, may I know which one was your favorite? Yes, how many of you thought of that, right? And I believe just now I can see that your eyes were mesmerized to see everybody's performances, isn't it? Right, so are you guys ready for the next performance? Yes, but we're going to stop not from the delegates, not from the participants. However, we are going to move on with the next performance by the ASWARA. All right, so before we proceed with the next performance, so we're going to watch and witness a kind of DK Bharat, slightly different from the normal DK Bharat that we know. It's a DK Bharat contemporary. And together on stage, we have two students from SMK Convent Bukit Nanas, and there is one student from SMK USJ 12. And together on stage with us is the dancers from the faculty of ASWARA, the dance faculty of ASWARA. So now, I hope everybody's ready. So now let's move on with these collaboration performances by the DK Bharat Contemporary, by the Baizam generation, the students of the dance faculty of ASWARA, as together with a student for SMK Convent Bukit Nanas and also SMK USD 12. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome them on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, it may take a few minutes, so I hope everybody can give your patience for today's performance. All right, you can see that there is this 4 lovely kids in front of there, as you can see that. Yes, so they are actually from the Baizam generation, and their parents are actually the teachers in ASWARA. Both of them are actually teachers in ASWARA teaching dance. So let me enlighten a little bit about the Baizam. All right, so let's talk about 4 of these beautiful kids over here that we have about this Baizam generation, isn't it? Baizam generation over here. So you can see over here we have start from 4 of them that. And actually, the song that we're about to witness is actually composed by the Madam Zamzuria also, and she's also from the dance faculty in ASWARA. And I guess everybody knows what is ASWARA, and we are acronyms for the Academy Seni Budaya dan Warisan Kebangsaan. Everybody's ready? All right, everyone, I hope you will enjoy the next performances. Enjoy. Let us welcome them on stage. Give a round of applause.
Saya nyanyi ya.
Barang mana mana
Baru main dengan Mami tau. Boleh? Boleh tak main dengan Mami? Okay. Nyawa burung-burung odang di dondang. Bangunlah inang nyawa duk bangun ke nyawa Bawa burung-burung odang di dondang. Bangunlah inang nyawa duk bangun ke nyawa gerak bangun burung odang di dondang. Geraklah bangun, jaga bergoncang, oh jaga gerak bangun, burung odang di dondang. Geraklah bangun, jaga bergoncang, oh jaga susah siang burung odang di dondang. Susahlah siang malam menjadi kemalam itu saja burung odang di dondang. Itulah saja saya kabar bilang ya.
Thank you once again, people. Baizam Generation. Give a round of applause. All right, so before we move on with the next performance, so let me enlighten everyone about these Baizam generations. So I guess you can see that it was officially established in 2008, and until now, they are active in performing traditional and also modern dance. So you can see that the Baizam generation is always on demand, and they have been in several shows. They were invited in several ceremony, and I do believe they are very keen forward for the more events. And they are quite good, and such as Ma Yung, all right, Mek Mulung, Wayang Kulit, and there also we have Tiki Barat, we have folklore, and also the traditional poetry, such as the Selampit and also the Mind Terry. So I do believe that the strength of Baizam generations is actually everyone in the group must at least know how to play on the traditional instruments. All right, people. Okay. So we are going to move on with another solo performance, and we left with the 4 countries. So people, let us continue with the solo performance from Malaysia, Philippines, Vietnam, and also Indonesia. So let us welcome them on stage. Give a round of applause. Thank you so much to all participants. And now we can see that we have witnessed such a magnificent and wonderful performances from our ASEAN participants. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so let's move on with our closing performances. We have two closing performances, by the way. And so let me briefly explain about the first performance. The first song that we're about to see, we're about to watch, is actually, I can say that it's the masterpiece throughout the 3 days program in here. So the instructors from the workshops and together with the ASEAN participants, they have come out with a song that is known as or entitled Sarong ASEAN. It's slightly different from the first sarong that we heard from the first performance. And that song is actually conducted by Mr. Zahari. And for the second part of our closing performance, we have the Joget Cinta Sayang from also the ASEAN participants and also the members of ASWARA. And again, this song is composed by Madam Zamzuria from Dance Faculty of ASWARA and the music arrangement by Mr. Isham Swardi from Music Faculty of ASWARA. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to see two performances. Now, let us welcome them on stage.
Halus jua denda manisku seorang
joget cinta sayang, joget cinta sayang, joget cinta sayang. Asas tangan, joget cinta sayang. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. Lagi. 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Mari berjoget abang dan adik, hai mari berjoget, joget kita joget. Mari berjoget abang dan adik, hai mari berjoget, joget kita joget. Hayung tangan kiri dan kanan, kaki melangkah depan belakang. Hayung tangan kiri dan kanan, kaki melangkah depan belakang. Jeling-jeling pandang di, usik-usik berisik, senyum hati berbisik, joget cinta berputih. Jeling-jeling pandang di, usik-usik berisik, senyum hati berbisik, joget cinta berputih. Tepuk-tepuk bertepuk tangan, mari menari joget cinta sayang. Tepuk-tepuk bertepuk tangan, mari menari joget cinta sayang. Joget cinta sayang, joget cinta sayang, joget cinta sayang, joget cinta sayang. Mari kita langkah terancang, kaki kiri kanan silang menilang, joget cinta sayang, joget cinta sayang, joget cinta sayang, joget cinta sayang.
Everyone, ladies and gentlemen, and the ASEAN participants, and also ASWARA. Thank you so much to all participants and also the dancers from ASWARA. Thank you once again. Alhamdulillah, and we have now come to the end of the Gala night performance of ASEAN 2022 Cultural Project Sarong Diplomacy, Unity in Cultural Diversity. So ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the committee members and the National Academy of Arts, Culture and Heritage ASWARA, I would like to express my appreciation to all the distinguished guests and the ASEAN participants for making this program a successful. Before we move on with the last part, or before we can finish our program for today, and I would like to leave you with a quote by Laila Gifty Akita, who once said, "There is beauty and power in unity. We must be united in heart and mind. One world, one people." Together with this cultural diversity, we can be one community through the ASEAN unity, and hopefully this program can create widen more connections and continue to honor the cultural diversity of the ASEAN family. For the VIPs, and I would like to invite the Honorable Datuk Sri Haja Nasi Shukri, Ministry of Tourism, Art and Cultural, Malaysia, MOTAC, Yang Bersaha Mr. Muhammad Yusri bin Muhammad Yusof, the Deputy Secretary General Culture of MOTAC, Yang Bersaha Professor Technologist Dr. Roslan Abdul Rahim, Director of ASWARA, Ms. Fury of Rizki Juwita, the ASEAN Secretariat, Yang Berbahagia Datuk Syahira Ahmed Bazari, Trustee and Managing Director of Yayasan Hasana, the Yang Bersaha Mr. Rudi Irwan Shukaimi, the Director of Malaysian Tourism Centre Matik, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors, and all the distinguished guests to visit and explore the reality of the creative space that we have slightly in front of this exhibition center. And I would like everyone to proudly enjoy and watch and witness the exhibition that proudly done by the ASEAN multimedia participants. Ladies and gentlemen, I do believe we are now proceed with light refreshment. So I would like to invite everyone, including the VIPs, all the ASEAN participants together with the guests, to have some light refreshment at the amphitheater and the creative space hallway. I am Nadia Azahar, and I would like to sign off for today. And people, have a great day and a good night.